the Top Gear Tour with Vietnam Motorbike Tours. Today we are going so far off the beaten track, it's like being in a time machine. Riding parts of Vietnam where life has barely changed through the centuries. It's all part of seeing the real Vietnam. Woo! Uh-oh, problem. A wet start to the day, but thankfully the support crew carry wet weather gear for anyone who didn't bring any. Helmets on! The humble scooter in Vietnam is used to carry produce, furniture, animals, tow trailers, and even carry entire families. And today we see it even transports other motorbikes. A small technical issue forces a stop among the rice paddies.
We are just stopped on the side of the road. Say hello, Strop.
How you doing, guys? All going good? We've got a bit of a wet day today.
Yeah, I'm going to send this to my old man.
Very nice. How are you doing? This bloke's looking after us very well. Enjoying Vietnam to its finest.
Thanks, mate. I'll give you that $50 later.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to that.
Cheers, mate.
Vietnam is one of the world's richest agricultural regions, and it's the second largest exporter of rice worldwide. Rain, hail or shine, the Vietnamese tend to their rice crops faithfully. The light rain eases off as we head into an extremely remote area. Even after all these years of touring, the guys regularly explore the country to find new hidden areas where Westerners never go. They only discovered this area recently, and it's a long, slow climb through tiny villages where various ethnic minority groups live. There are over 50 ethnic groups within Vietnam, each with its own language, lifestyle and cultural heritage. This is incredibly different to my previous trips to Vietnam when backpacking 20 years ago, just plodding along the well-established tourist trail down the coastline. I can see why the crew keeps saying that this is the best way to
see the real Vietnam.
We finally enter a part of the mountains where rice terracing has been used for centuries. These terraces require constant care and plenty of skill to ensure water is constantly making its way down the terraces. Sometimes many families will own the terraces and the work is then shared among them. Bridges span some of these valleys because they are impassable in the wet season when that trickling creek turns into turbulent rapids. Taking it really easy, this central bit of steel is bloody slippery with these road tyres. In the old days, the water supply would be channeled down from rainforests above the terraces, but of course nowadays they can pump water up and cultivate the entire hillside. But back to pumping water up to the rice terraces. The Vietnamese have actually been doing this for centuries using water wheels. Built out of bamboo, these are used to channel water to at least several metres above the river level. It really is like stepping back in time. I couldn't find out when the Vietnamese started using these water wheels, but the Chinese developed them 2,000 years ago, around the time they conquered Vietnam. So the technology may have been passed down that long ago. The rain has lifted, but the clouds and mist are still drifting through the mountains. All of this time travel generates a big hunger, so it's time for lunch. There are no restaurants up here in these remote mountains, so we just pull up in a little village and wing it. Before you know it, there's an invite to crash one of the local houses, and our hosts are every bit as fascinated in us as we are in them. Apparently, this happens quite often. The Vietnamese are extremely hospitable. In these cases, our crew always thanks our hosts with gifts or by cooking extra food and leaving plenty for the family. There's a strong theme of giving something back to the people of Vietnam with these tours. We only stay in hotels owned by Vietnamese families, never the big internationally owned ones. Our Vietnamese support crew are extremely well paid, and on every tour, supplies are dropped off for kids at random schools. The crew are involved in anti-wildlife trafficking projects within Vietnam. And Jason also started a housing project in neighbouring Cambodia. Part profits from the tours go towards providing free homes to Cambodian families living in extreme poverty. At the start of 2019, there were around 250 houses built, with plenty more on the way. And how are our merry crew enjoying the ride? I asked Ben.
Vietnam Motorbike Tours, couldn't recommend them higher. They're super organised. All their tour guides speak excellent English, and it's just an excellent. It's a great time meeting new people and friends, and really travelling into the remote areas of Vietnam. Happy days.
This is Ben's first time in Vietnam, but his architectural business has been heavily involved with building those free homes for extremely poor Cambodian families. He's got involved with Jason, and he's committed to raising $250,000 to build 50 homes over the next few years. All I can say is good on you guys. I'm always impressed at how many Aussie riders are doing really positive things to make the world a slightly better place.
Shake your groove thing, yeah, yeah. Show 'em how to do it now. Shake your groove thing, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, enough talking for a while. Just for something different, I'll shut up, let you enjoy the scenery. day on this tour is brilliant for one reason or another. For me, what really stands out today is travelling back in time to see the old Vietnam. It's truly epic stuff.